Yeah, so today the video is going to be about my manga collection. I actually recorded this video I think last week, but I actually held my phone in portrait mode, and so when I put it in Premiere Pro, everything was just scaled wrong. But you know what, we're going to record it again for the second time, and hopefully we can get this right. But as you guys can see, this is my manga collection. I don't think this is a lot of books, to be honest with you. I want a lot more. I mean, maybe somebody with like a whole library of like manga would consider this a small collection. I don't know what you consider this. To me, this is a small collection. Because I want a lot more manga in the future. I'm planning on having like a bunch more like shelves, and you know, I have not finished a lot of series. You guys can probably see from the front end. There's a lot of unfinished series here that I plan on finishing in the future. But for now, I don't think this is a big collection. You might though, you know, let me know in the comment section down below if you think this is a small or a big collection. I don't know. Let me know what you guys have in your collection, if you guys do collect at all. So I'm basically gonna go through each manga that I have. I mean, not individual volumes, just a series, give my thoughts on it, why I started collecting it, if I'm still collecting it, and just my overall thoughts on the manga itself. I have some more behind each row. So basically, I have some behind each row. So I have that row has manga behind it, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna basically talk about each volume. I gotta get rid of the rows though, so I mean, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, so this is my manga collection. I'm gonna start off with the figures. As you guys can see up there, I don't have a lot, but what I do have, I'll talk about it briefly. And the first one I have, as you guys can probably tell, that boy dirty, is the boy L. I gotta get on the cleaning hole. Yeah, now I got the boy L from Death Note, and you can probably tell I have Death Note right there. But yeah, L, when it comes out to figures, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I never really wanted figures at all. I got this as a gift, along with the Death Note box set a long time ago. Never asked for any figures. I just kind of liked, you know, I just really wanted the manga, no figures. But I ended up getting this as my first figure. Didn't really care too much for it, but I was like, you know what? I mean, it's a gift. I might as well take care of it, and I haven't opened it. Not that it's gonna be any more valuable if I don't open it. I just haven't opened it yet. And yeah, I mean, it's my first figure. I didn't think much of it, and now I like figures. Because of this one figure, I decided to actually collect more. So it's a good start off. But yeah, L from Death Note, he doesn't really do much. He has some poses. I think he's supposed to do something like that on the box. But yeah, that's my first figure. And Death Note, a huge Death Note fan. So yeah, not sure how good this figure is. Haven't opened it. And then right next to him, as you can see, the greatest anime character of all time, Itachi Uchiha. I'm a huge Naruto, and he's my favorite character, as you might expect. He's actually a really popular character. A lot of people like Itachi, and rightfully so. Definitely my favorite character. I wouldn't say an anime, but just in general, I really think he's a cool character. I haven't opened this one either. I don't know why I don't open these figures. I really don't. Maybe it's just a thing. I don't know why I don't open them. Maybe it's a mental thing. I just don't open these figures. I actually ordered a Zenitsu figure. It's on its way here. It's already shipped. Amazon told me that it shipped, so it should be here soon. I'm gonna put that somewhere on top of the shelf. And here you can see we got a Switch controller and a PS5 controller. Those aren't figures. They're just there. And then you see these things. I don't know what you would call these. I don't know what they're referred to as, but we have Whitebeard's Grave. I got this from my local comic shop. It is what it is. And we can see the Hunter x Hunter cast right here. Yeah, so we got the Hunter x Hunter characters. Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite mangas of all time. You guys can probably see that there. But yeah, I got these again from my stepmom along with the L figure. I got them all the same day. Again, she knew I was a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter, so she got it for me. I didn't really think much of it. I don't necessarily. They are definitely dirty as hell. I gotta clean my figures. But anyway, yeah, I do like Hunter x Hunter. These are just some of the first figures I ever got, and I decided to just display them. I didn't know what to do with them. I was like, you know, I'm gonna put them on top of the shelf. And those are basically all the figures that I have in, like, you know, the money shot right there. But yeah, I don't have anything else. I do plan on collecting more. Like I said, I have a Zenitsu figure on the way, so that should be here soon. And for now, I'm gonna start off with what's on the first row of manga. Not this one. I'm gonna remove all the books and then talk about what's behind the first row. So give me 1 second. Recently, I read that way back when it first came out and dropped that as well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue with Orient, but Magi is something I really do want to continue with. It's one of my favorite series. The main character's name is Aladdin. He's like the chosen magician, or it's like ancient Egypt stuff, and they have like genies and stuff. You guys, why does it keep falling? But you guys can see right here, it's like a bunch of, it's like really ancient Egyptian themed inspired, but a very good magic shonen manga. Definitely, if you like stuff like fairy tale, you would definitely like things like Magi. I want to get back on it sometime in the future, but I'm definitely planning on collecting more Maki. And up next, we got Gintama. Now, personally for me, I don't really watch Gintama. It's like 1,000 episodes. It's on some One Piece type shit. But I basically got this because I was in the manga store, or was it like Barnes & Noble or something? And it was just sitting there, and I was basically like, well, I might as well get it. It's cheap, and I heard good things about Gintama. I know that it's supposed to be really funny. It's about like a samurai living in like an alien world or something like that. I'm not really too sure about what the premise is about this show. But I did read this volume, and I thought it was funny, and I do want to actually watch the anime. So one day I'm going to actually make some time to watch the anime. I'm not sure when, but I definitely will make some time. But I just kind of got it because it was cheap. And this next series means a whole lot to me. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a huge Soul Eater fan. Atsushi Okubo, I can barely say his name sometimes, is one of my favorite manga artists of all time. This series really changed the game for me. One of my all-time favorite series. It's the GOAT. If you have not watched Soul Eater, please do yourself a favor and go watch, read. Well, actually read it, because the manga is a lot better than the anime. The anime had its own original ending, and then which is cool. I mean, it was I guess. But then I read the actual manga, and it was a night and day difference. Like the way it ended, everything was just the boy Black Star, boy. That's my boy right there. But I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite series of all time. And if you have not given it a chance, I know it's kind of an older anime or series, but it's definitely one of my favorites of all time. And I'm 100% collecting every single volume. And I know that Atsushi Okubo has another work, Fire Force. I do like Fire Force, and I'm definitely going to collect Fire Force. It's just, you know, these things are expensive, and I'm already trying to grind on YouTube. So once I get my shit together, I'm definitely going to be collecting Fire Force and Soul Eater. I just absolutely love this artist. So Soul Eater, one of the all-time GOATs. And up next, we got Assassination Classroom. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I bought this because it was cheap and it was popular at the time. I read this volume. It just is not for me. This is probably the only manga series in this entire collection that I have zero intentions of continuing on with. It's just there. It's just there. I mean, if you like Assassination Classroom, good for you. It's just, personally for me, it just was not. It was just not it. You know, I just was not. I don't plan on reading this at all. And of course, you know, we get this in there. Attack on Titan episode 1 recently dropped, and what can I say? I mean, if you are on this video, I'm pretty sure you're a manga / anime fan, and you know what Attack on Titan is. It's if you don't, then are you really an anime fan? It's really one of the GOATs. What can I say, bro? It's an amazing manga series. I don't understand why this is shonen. This is definitely a seinen type manga. I don't know how this made it to be shonen. This is definitely on some berserk type stuff. But I really do like Attack on Titan. I think it's a cool premise. I mean, like, come on, like giant people attacking smaller people. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I do think it's an amazing series, though. The ending was a little bit meh, but I can't let the one ending just completely made me just hate the series for what it was. It was a good series, and I think it deserves all the hype that it gets. And I do plan on finishing the entire series, volume-wise. Just gotta eventually get to it. Now, this other one is kind of similar to Gintama. This was the hypest thing at the time. I don't really have anything to say much about One Punch Man. I don't read it anymore. I didn't even watch the second season. I probably should get on that, but the artwork is amazing. You know, if you like Death Note, you know. But I mean, it's a good series. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I do think it's a good series, though. It's definitely a good series. I don't plan on collecting anymore. I just kind of have it to at least say I have one volume of One Punch Man, you know. And now we got Platinum End, because as you guys can probably tell, I'm a huge Death Note fan. That's why I had to support the boys with Platinum End. The anime's out, and a lot of people are not talking about the anime. I don't know why. I think it's a pretty good anime. I don't know why people don't talk about it more often. It's actually really cool. But it's a story about this kid right here who basically tries to kill himself, and right before he dies, an angel saves him. And it's really similar to Death Note. If you like Death Note, I guarantee you probably like this one. You guys can see the prism effects on the volume. Definitely a cool effect. It's really cool, dark series. I think it's definitely going to be one of my favorites. I'm watching the anime currently. I have not finished the manga, but I decided to just basically watch the anime and get the story that way. But I definitely want to continue collecting this series. Absolutely sick. If you like Death Note, you'll definitely like Platinum End. And now we get into the shonen. I mean, this is pretty much shonen, but still, we get into the new era of shonen, Black Clover. I don't know what to tell you guys, bro. I definitely fell off Black Clover. I just stopped watching it. I don't know why. stopped watching it towards the end of the anime. I stopped reading it. I forgot when I stopped reading it, but it's been a minute since I last read it. And listen, Black Clover, to me at one point I thought this was the best magic manga I ever read, even more than Fairy Tail. And we all know how Fairy Tail reputation Fairy Tail has, but I thought Black Clover was the best thing. Like, it even, like, to me, it wasn't even as good as Naruto. Like, Black Clover was the best anime manga of all time at one point for me. Then I realized, nah, I'm on some other shit. This is not that good. I don't know why I fell off it. I really don't. I don't know. I actually read the creator's first series. What's it called? About the scientist? I think it's like Hungry Joker, I think, or something like that. But I do like Black Clover. I plan on finishing it anime-wise and like reading it on my phone. But in terms of like just collecting the books, I'm really not sure. I'm on the fence about this one, but you know, it's a good series. If you like magic and pretty like shonen manga, it's for you. Most people know what Black Clover is. I think it's pretty cool. I just don't know why I just can't finish it. Up next, we got the greatest of all time, Bleach. We just got the Bleach anime trailer recently, and it's coming out in October, right? Yeah, October. So I'm absolutely hyped for Bleach. As you can see, I have volume 63, 64, 65, and then the last volume, of course. The reason why I have it that way is because I didn't realize they had a box set for Bleach. So I just basically started buying them individually, and then I realized there's a box set, so I kind of stopped, and I was like, well, I'm just going to buy them in the box set. So I kind of stopped collecting it and waiting for the box set to come out before I actually caught the rest of them. But Bleach, one of the big three. I'm a huge fan of the big three. I grew up on the big three, as you guys can see. You can pretty much tell which one's my favorite out of the big three. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, Bleach, one of my favorites of all time. We definitely need a new console game. I am hoping for a new console game. I really want one. Bleach Brave Souls took all my money, and I don't like that anymore. But yeah, Bleach, one of the GOATs. Definitely want to collect the entire series through the box sets. And up next, we got One Piece, one of my favorite adventure mangas of all time. Nah, but for One Piece is definitely the GOAT. Best world building, bar none. I don't think you can really get any better than One Piece when it comes to world building. I just don't see how. Again, same story. Oh, I messed up. I was gonna have my OCD messed up all day, but let me put that back in here. My OCD can't take the fact that I just bent the corners a little bit. It's gonna be like a little bit. Oh, I bet the other ones. Oh god, I can't do anything right today. Let's get this one out. Bet. Volume 76. But yeah, the same thing with Bleach. I basically started collecting One Piece before I realized there were box sets, so I have random volumes. Gonna basically collect them with the box sets, so it's gonna be easier for me to get. But for right now, I have a couple of volumes. I do watch this weekly, read it weekly. My favorite, well, I would say my favorite ongoing series, if it wasn't for another series that's technically ongoing, we get into that a little later. But if not for that series, this will be my favorite ongoing series. I mean, this is just, it's One Piece, man. Come on, like, it's 1,000+ episodes, and I'm caught up. Watching and reading this shit for years, like, it's just, Oda is just the GOAT, man. Like, you gotta give him his praise, man. Like, he's definitely a great mangaka. And I'm gonna put this back in there. Don't bend. All right. And the 7 Deadly Sins 1 through 5. The reason why I have this was because this is the first manga I ever got. It's just the first one I ever got. My stepmom brought me in Barnes & Noble, and she told me I can pick up one manga series, and I ended up picking up 5, and she bought them all for me. I like the fact that the spines are making like a little story there, but it's not Dragon Ball spines. But yeah, 7 Deadly Sins, great shonen manga. Definitely plan on collecting it fully, and the anime is great. I have not caught up to the anime because, again, I have other things I'm reading and watching, but I'm gonna get to it. 7 Deadly Sins, greatness. I still like it. Definitely one of my favorites of all time. The manga ended, right? Yeah, I think the manga did end. I think there's a spin-off, maybe. I don't know, but definitely one of the GOATs, and one I do plan on collecting. So yeah, then we got Fairy Tail. You know how I told you that Black Clover was my favorite at one time? One point, I thought Fairy Tail was just, there was nothing better than Fairy Tail. You couldn't convince me that Natsu was not the greatest character of all time, and Lucy was not the biggest fan of Natsu. But I'm telling you, like, Fairy Tail to me was an amazing series. In the beginning, I think at that time, I really liked magic series and like typical shonen and like superpower friendship shit and all that stuff. And this is just perfect for it. It doesn't get any more friendship than this. If you know, you know. It's really similar. Hiro Mashima's art really reminds me of One Piece's art. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I think he used to work for Oda as an assistant, but he really definitely draws like him, especially in the early parts of his career. But yeah, Fairy Tail, one of my favorites of all time, and one that I I just really like it. The ending was a little bit iffy for me, and the thing is, it's so much nostalgia. I just can't give it up. As much as people talk shit about it, I just can't. I mean, Fairy Tales will forever just be one of my favorite series. It's just it has its flaws, and I will acknowledge its flaws. I don't think it's the greatest manga of all time, not even close. But it is nostalgic for me, and one of those series that I'm just like, you know what? I like it for what it is, and it is what it is. And up next, as you guys probably saw in the beginning, I have the box set right there of Death Note, and that's basically 1, 2, 3. And for me, Death Note, one of my favorite gateway anime of all time. I'm actually gonna put the remainder of these so I can talk about the series better. So before I get into talking to Death Note, this is my manga collection behind the first row. So yeah, I basically got the series back in order. So yeah, Death Note, one of my favorite series of all time. I got my father into watching Death Note, and he doesn't even watch anime at all, but he just couldn't get enough of Death Note, to show you how good Death Note was. I really enjoyed it, and when I'm bringing people into anime, I normally show them Death Note, hence the L figure up here. But yeah, Death Note, what can I say about it? It's one of the greatest of all time. The anime still holds up to this day. One of my favorite series, Death Note. If you have not watched it, go check it out. But artwork is amazing in these. Yeah, Death Note. And up next, I don't know if you consider this ongoing. If you consider this ongoing, I might actually put the figures right here. I'm thinking that might actually be a better look for it. But yes, as you guys can see, Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite series of all time. Pretty much, if you consider this ongoing, I would consider this my favorite ongoing series of all time. I don't really consider it ongoing. Togashi, please stop. Dragon Quest is not that fun. Just, yo, please come back, bro. Like, it's not even, like, I'm dead ass, like, I know, listen, I talk a lot of shit, bro, but please, Togashi, we need new chapters. I want to know what my homie Crollo's up to. My favorite character of all time. You can see the thumbnail. It's going to be Crollo Lucifer. It's just, in the series at least. Like, one of my favorite power systems. If you don't think that Nen is the best power system in any shonen, maybe JoJo's, I don't see what's... You're just wrong, bro. You're wrong. Hunter x Hunter, my favorite shonen manga that's ongoing. Oh, I wouldn't say favorite because, you know, I have another favorite, but definitely one of the GOATs to me. I just can't wait for I can't wait for Togashi to come back. I just need more Hunter x Hunter in my life, and I mean, I kind of gave up at this point. I know it probably will come back, but I mean, knowing the history of this series, it's probably gonna go back on hiatus as soon as it comes back out. But I have volumes 1 to 15, and I definitely 100% I'm gonna collect it. I have to, man. This series it means a lot to me, and it's one of the best written shonens of all time. One of my favorite characters of all time, and Crollo Lucifer. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, the GOAT. Up next, we got Berserk. First of all, rest in peace, Kentaro Miura. What can I say, man? Berserk, to me, one of the only seinen mangas that I read, and one reason that I got into seinen manga was because of Berserk. I don't know what else to say about it. It inspired so many things. Dark Souls. A lot of things in mainstream media that you see today is inspired by Berserk, and I just want to say rest in peace to Kentaro Miura. I don't know what they're going to plan on doing with the rest of the series, if they're going to continue it. If not, it is what it is. Berserk really isn't that important. What's important is that Kentaro Miura is not here anymore. So I will finish collecting this because I want to. I genuinely love the story, and I have not caught up, and it's one of my guilty pleasure mangas. I read slowly and really enjoy it, just get immersed in the world. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about Berserk because I really can, but Berserk, pretty much top tier, top 5. And as you guys can see here in the box set, I have Naruto. And I want to talk about Naruto, but I also want to talk about what's behind Naruto, because I wanted to get rid of what's behind it first before I talk about what's on this row. So you guys can probably see that Naruto's already here, but let me get rid of Naruto and I can talk about the series that's behind it and tell you guys my thoughts about that. So 1 second. All right, so as you guys can see, I got a couple of volumes here that I'm going to be talking about, but after I tell you guys about what's behind it. And these, you know, I put the Hunter x Hunter characters next to or in front of Hunter x Hunter because it only makes sense. Now let me get rid of these volumes right here so we can talk about what's behind it. Now putting this thing back together is going to be a hassle. I already know that one. Box set right here, as you guys can see, it's pretty convenient. Instead of buying each individual volume, that they actually have box sets for some of the major series. Yeah, good. But Fullmetal Alchemist at one point was my favorite anime of all time. I know I say that a lot about like manga and anime, but it changes all the time. But Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely one of my personal favorites. The story, everything about it, the characters, Mustang, that's that boy right there. The first volume of Fullmetal Alchemist, I love that cover. I don't know what, something about it that's just, I don't know, I just really like it. And the creator, I forgot her name, it's right there, if you guys can see, Arakawa, yeah. She actually has a new series that just came out, and I actually read it. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. I put it somewhere on the screen, as you guys can see right now. I read it, and it's actually really good, and I'm a huge fan of her work, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I forgot what it is. You probably see it somewhere on the screen up here, but yeah, I'm really excited to read her new work, so that's, yeah, really excited for that. And Fullmetal Alchemist, what can I say? It's a classic. The original and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was one of my favorite animes of all time. I prefer Brotherhood, as most people do, but I still like the original. And the story, the characters, the villains, everything about this series is what I would call a perfect shonen. Like it starts well and it ends well. Like the entire story is just as a whole really good and a good read. And one of the classics for a reason. And the new Fullmetal Alchemist game that just got announced, sadly, is another mobile game. God. But anyway, Fullmetal Alchemist, one of the GOATs. I had to pick it up, one of the first series. I think it's actually the first box that I actually got, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that is Fullmetal Alchemist. One of the GOATs, you know. Any volume I could take out right now. Oh, look at that. If you know, you know. I ain't even gonna say much, but if you know, you know. Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist, man. One of the absolute greatest of all time. And if you disagree, then you're simply wrong. And I also got this Fullmetal Alchemist. This is actually not a manga. It came with the box set. It's like and my watch is dying. It's like a actual novel that I have to go and read. So when I have time, I will do it. And then up next is my favorite shonen. I know I say that for everything, but my actual favorite shonen of all time, Naruto. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a huge fan of the big three. I grew up with this series. This man right here inspired me to do he damn near inspired me to make this YouTube channel. This man didn't give up until he got his dream. And I just gotta say, Naruto, reading it over the years, weekly, Kishimoto definitely a big inspiration, man. And Samurai 8 was really good. I don't know why it got canceled. Y'all can't appreciate a good detailed story. But anyway, Naruto, one of my favorites. Yeah, my favorite series of all time. Just in terms of everything, manga, nostalgia, anime, games. It's just, this is the series for me. And I don't think it's the best series, but it's just my series. It's something that I like, and I'll personally never forget. Like Boruto, it's kind of iffy right now. I'm not really gonna lie to y'all. Boruto is kind of iffy, but Naruto, the original, and Shippuden, it's just, the whole Naruto world is just one of my favorites of all time. And my favorite character being, of course, Itachi. What can I say, man? Kishimoto's work is absolutely amazing. Let me actually put these volumes back up in order, because they're actually not in order. And I want to show you guys some of my favorite volume covers for Naruto, because it is my favorite series. I just want to kind of show off the volume covers, but give me 1 second here. All right, I finally got everything in order. Yeah, Naruto. Yeah, I basically have the first box set, with this is part 1 Naruto. Yeah, I want to get Shippuden's box set, but for some reason they got really expensive. When I originally was going to pick them up a couple years ago, they were like $100-something. Now it's like $300. Like, did they really go up in price that much? The last volume, simply because it's the last volume, Naruto, and as a Naruto fan, I kind of had to pick it up myself. I mean, you know, he finally became Hokage, spoilers, and it's just, I had to pick it up. So I mean, when I get the box set, I'm gonna get a second copy of it, but just for now, what can I say, man? I had to pick up the volume 72 of the GOAT. I have the Scarlet Spring, whatever Kishimoto had done, this one right here, just a continuation. I think this is the last one he actually did before he actually came back for current Boruto. And I got the Itachi light novels, because Itachi's who's texting me? No one's important, but Itachi's my favorite character, so I had to get the light novels. I have not read them yet. I kind of know what happens in them because of spoilers on the internet, but I'm going to read it regardless, because Itachi, once again, is the GOAT. And then I have Boruto Volume 1, because I just felt like I needed Boruto. I'm going to collect all of Boruto simply because I want the entire Naruto verse in my collection. And just going to do it. And I have this character book that gives me like a little bit like information on each of the characters. There's just a little bit more, like it tells you like stuff that you probably wouldn't care about if you don't really care about the series. But like, it's basically just information on your favorite characters. So it's like a little extra way to... It's like a little extra way to learn more about the Naruto verse, which I think is pretty cool. got the boy Itachi, you know, just all your favorite characters, man. Just like a good extra bonus to have if you just like, you know, that little push. If you really like Naruto, this is just like something you should probably get. And yeah, I had to rearrange some books, but I have the novels, Sakura's Story, Itachi's, I told you, Kakashi's, and Shikamaru's. I'm gonna get to read those sometime in the future. And yeah, some of my favorite volume covers, of course, is gonna be, this is my favorite volume cover. I mean, like, come on, let's be honest. This is kind of sick. This is just a sick volume cover. And the last two with Naruto and Sasuke in their like respective modes, you know, One Tail Kyuubi and CC2 Sasuke. I mean, come on, like, some of these covers are actually really dope though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I really think Kishimoto had some of the best covers. Like I just love looking at them sometimes. It's just so much nostalgia that I get. Like, you got the boy Kimimaro, yo, look at this. Anyway, pretty much, yeah, Naruto, what can I say about it? One of the greatest series of all time. If you know, you know. And then we have this kind of successor to Naruto, My Hero Academy. As you guys can probably tell by looking at just the entire video, I have a lot of shonen manga. I just grew up on shonen. I do want a couple of other genres. It's just that I have so much shonen that I want to collect. I want to get it out of the way. So that's why you see so much shonen. I read more than shonen actually, but I just happen to have a lot right now. And yeah, My Hero Academy. What can I say? The anime, the manga is really popping right now. I think it's kind of dipping. I don't think it's dipping. I think Demon Slayer is just really just taking over right now, and I'm a huge fan of Demon Slayer. So I don't have any volumes of Demon Slayer, but I would definitely change that sometime in the future because it is definitely goated. But My Hero Academy, basically Marvel, but from Japan. I mean, it's pretty much, if you like superheroes, you like My Hero Academy. It's about a kid named Deku who lives in a world with superpowers, and he doesn't have one. And he basically gets one from his favorite superhero, and now he's trying to control it and become the #1 hero. A very typical shonen plot, but nonetheless, it is absolutely dope. Love seeing the powers and the quirks and the characters. Bakugo, my boy, right there. And yeah, pretty much it. I got My Hero 1 to 4. I'm missing a couple of volumes, as you can see right there. And then after that, I have this series. I can't take it all the way out, but I have Monster. Now, please do me a favor. If you have not read Monster, please read it and tell me what it's about. I have not read it yet. But I will get back to, you know, I will actually read it someday. I just have a lot on my plate right now, but I bought it because I know how good Naoki Urasawa is, and I want to actually read the series. I just don't have the time. I have the L. Both of those books came with one of them came with the box set, and I think I forgot where they actually came from, but we basically have a bunch of actual Death Note side stories. Have not read them, going to read them. They're definitely in the plans to read. I'm just busy. And got a Los Angeles BB murder cases. If you read the actual books or watch the anime, you know they kind of mentioned this a little bit. So there's that. And then right after that is 20th Century Boy, which I probably should put next to Monster because it's written by the same person. But yeah, want to get into 20th Century Boy. It's a kind of an older manga, but I really want to get into it. So I have the first volume, haven't read it yet. I don't know why, don't ask me why. I'm gonna read it though. Definitely plan on reading it. And after that, we got Terraform Mars. Now, this is a series about giant cockroaches. I don't know why I even have this. I think I bought it because it was on sale or something like that. But truthfully, I don't plan on reading this or collecting it. It's just there, just to be there. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just there. It's like Assassination Classroom. It's just there. And then we got Tokyo Ghoul, which I didn't finish the anime because they ruined it for me. But I don't know. I'm gonna finish it one day. Definitely on the list. And once again, the list is kind of piling up on me. But gonna finish Tokyo Ghoul, manga version. I don't want to watch the anime anymore. It's just ruined it for me. And then I got Apple Black. If you know what Apple Black is, it's basically an American manga. I also want to draw manga. I mean, come on. Most otakus want to kind of get their own manga one day. And luckily, I know how to draw. So I'm just a really bad author. But I want to get my own manga done. And Apple Black is written by a guy named White Manga, who's actually a fellow YouTuber who I watched over a couple of years to teach me how to. He basically has a channel teaching you how to draw manga, like poses, how to structure a manga. I'll leave his channel in the description down below. He's actually a really good creator that I've been watching for a while. I mean, I kind of fell off because I kind of switched career choices. I kind of want to be a YouTuber now instead of a manga artist. But manga is something I do want to do in my spare time, so you can check out White Manga's video. It's actually really helpful. His story, Apple Black, is actually really good, and I would definitely recommend it. I'm planning on actually collecting and reading this, but it's not a priority, but definitely will in the future. And that's where my manga ends. To be honest, I'm gonna talk about these. They're just Blu-rays, but yeah, that's pretty much where my manga collection ends. But before I give the outro, I got Tokyo Ghoul on Blu-ray, Death Note on Blu-ray, you know, because I just felt like at that time it was popping and I wanted it. And one of my favorite series, as I told you guys before, on Blu-ray, I can't take it out, it's stuck in there, but Soul Eater. Soul Eater, I love you so much. Lord Death. And I got a box set for Death Note, and this is, I also have Attack on Titan, because why not? And then I have a book on Messi, which is not a manga, but he's my favorite soccer player of all time, so he's there. And let's put Attack on Titan back. And then, with that, is my final thoughts on my manga collection. Now, as I said before, this is not a lot of volumes. Personally, to me, I want a lot more. You might think otherwise. Let me know in the comment section down below if this is a lot to you, or if you plan on collecting, or just what you guys think of my setup right now. Yeah, I want a lot more. Planning on getting a lot more, but for now, this is what I have in the collection. Yeah, so this is my manga collection of 2021. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make an updated video once I get more volumes. Not sure when that's going to be, though, but yeah, so drop me a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'm planning on putting a lot of content out in 2022. I just have to get my computer fixed because, well, not fixed, I need a new computer. I need to buy a whole new PC, so I'm building a PC. Once that's done, I can definitely put out some better quality videos that I want to put out. But for now, I thought I'd give you guys a look at my manga collection. Once again, drop me a like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Appreciate every last one of you guys. All right, I'm out.